Turning now to a landmark settlement with Meta, the owner of Instagram and Facebook, that will send $18 billion to dozens of states. The social media giant had been accused of designing its platforms to hook kids. Meta also agreed to stronger child safety measures, like a 2-hour time limit for teens, notifications that will be muted during school hours, no more access to its platforms at night, and more user-friendly parental controls. Nick Thompson, CEO of The Atlantic, is here to show us how this could affect users and parents. Good morning, Nick. What's up?
Good morning. How are you?
All right, so put this into context for us. How big of a win is this? And also, could this change social media as we know it?
Absolutely. There are three big components. It is a large monetary payment. There have been many cases against social media platforms. This is the biggest fine, biggest settlement.
Okay.
Two, the restrictions are substantial, not exactly what advocates wanted, not everything that advocates wanted. And three, there are incentive structures, which are really interesting in the settlement, that make it more likely similar restrictions will spread to YouTube, TikTok, and perhaps the whole social media ecosystem.
They always denied that they had done anything wrong. Why did they settle?
Well, the case is going against them, right? The amount that the states were looking for was $1.4 trillion, so $17 billion is a lot lower than $1.4 trillion. And they thought they could handle these changes without a huge hit to their business.
Lay that out when you say the case was going against them. What do you mean by that?
So there are really three components to the case. One, which is the one we don't talk about, which had the most financial implications, is that they had data and knew it on people who are under the age of 13.
So they knew what they were doing. They knew.
Well, yeah, there are some documents that came out that suggested they knew. It's very hard. Everybody knows that every social media company has data on kids under 13 because kids lie about their age. So that's number one. Number two, that they had been deceptive or unclear about information they had about the mental effect on kids. And then three, the really contested claim that there are huge psychological effects on kids. So documents were coming out that weren't in Meta's favor. And so that obviously pushes them.
Let's throw up again what the restrictions will be for children, because I think that parents watching this are going to say, look, these, $18 billion, that's a lot, but this is a huge company with a huge market cap. And do we really think that this is going to protect children on some of these other apps? Kids aren't on Facebook anymore. They're on TikTok. They're on Snapchat. And those are the places and those are the apps that parents are more worried about.
Okay, so here's the amazing thing about the settlement. It's actually not $18 billion. It's more like $13 billion with another $5 billion if TikTok and YouTube agree to the same terms. So Facebook has said, hey, we'll pay more if you get these other guys on board, because then we're not a competitive disadvantage. It's one of the strangest game theories.
That is incredibly strange.
It's so interesting.
Admitting that children can be harmed by these apps, and as long as the other guys aren't able to do it, we'll give you more money.
And also giving the attorney generals an incentive to really push, and then setting a floor for all of those other cases. They don't want to be at a disadvantage. They don't want kids to say, okay, fine, I'm just not going to use Instagram. That's the place they're going to use it.
What are the other guys saying?
Yeah.
Well, they're watching very carefully. I think they're going to come on board. My guess is that we have universal standards across the board, and the other two big players also settle on similar terms.
Those universal standards, they are implemented at the company level, or are they federal regulations that compel them to do that?
Well, they'll be at the company level, but there's a very interesting question, like age verification. Should that be done by Meta? Or should it be done by Apple and Android? Should it be done a little upstream? Age verification, really hard. How do you tell whether somebody is 13 or 12? Well, you can have them upload documents, but then you have a real privacy risk, and you have a real risk if there's a hack.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll just scan everybody's photo and store them and use AI on that. That's kind of creepy, right? It's pretty hard to solve the age verification problem.
Yeah.
Meta and the others would like that pushed up to Apple and Google.
What message does this send to these companies?
I think it sends to them that you need to be really deliberate in how you build your products for children. I think the AI companies are going to look at this really carefully. Are we doing anything that could come out in court against us that shows that we addicted children to a platform that isn't healthy for them? Because there's a lot of liability risk there.
But, Nick, I'm still stuck that they knew that what they were doing was harming children, and they were still doing it.
Well,
That's what's so...
there were people at the
that.
company who knew this and believed this. Other people at the company believe this is good. This is free speech. This is good for kids.
All right. Do you remember those cigarette ads that were appealing to kids?
Yes.
I think they knew what they were doing, too. All right, Nick, thank you so much.